What up, ladies and gentlemen, Gentiles and ladymen? This is Jonathan here. I am going to do a comparison video for you guys, comparing the Katabatic Palisade to the Enlightened Equipment Enigma. I see this comparison a lot, not really anybody with a video that compares the two, but generally on Reddit, this question gets asked, and I'll typically chime in saying that for me, the Enlightened Equipment wasn't worth it, and people always want to know why, so I figured I'd just make a video for you guys. So I have the Enlightened Equipment Enigma 20 degree and the Palisade, which is a 30 degree, which if you pretty much ask anybody, these are the models that you would want to compare, being that the Katabatic is more conservatively rated, whereas this one is more liberally rated, meaning that if you have maybe like a down jacket, wind pants, base layers, and so forth, you can take this down to 20 degrees if you're a warmer sleeper. Whereas this one, you can get down to 30 comfortably and potentially push it past that. So I find for myself for the Enlightened Equipment Enigma 20, it is pretty accurate that it's more of a 30 degree bag for myself personally. So yeah, we'll go ahead and get on into it. I'll explain the differences between these two quilts, which one I prefer and why, and yeah, sweet. So to be sure we're doing a fair comparison, I have the 5'6", 50-inch wide Enlightened Equipment Enigma on the left-hand side, and on the right-hand side we've got the Katabatic Palisade 5'6" version as well, 52-inch across, and we have 900 fill for the both of them. Price $333 when I purchased, $385 when I purchased, so a $50 difference on the price, and that's really the question that most people are wondering: is it worth it? And then we have 14.6 ounces and 17.4 ounces, and that's what I weighed on my scale personally. You should already know that Enlightened Equipment does color and fabric options between their quilts, so you can select and kind of customize however you'd like, whereas the Katabatic only comes in one color. It's a color that I happen to like personally, but that could be a turnoff for some. One more thing that I want to throw in is at the time of this video, I checked Underground Quilts, and for their 950 fill version, 20 degree, 50-inch wide by 5'6" long, well, it's actually 72 inches long is what theirs is, and you could choose whatever colors you want, fully insulated foot box with a draft neck collar. Comes in at about $310, so still cheaper than the Enlightened Equipment Enigma. And that's generally why I point people into that direction over Enlightened Equipment. I've seen their quilts in person, and they're really top quality quilts, and I recommend them to anybody, so especially those on a budget. I'm going to go ahead and start at the neck and work my way down. So you can see this is it closed up, and we have this drawstring, uncinches here. It's just basically stitched around that drawstring in the top, opens up completely. And then you have two buttons here, one here, which you can unsnap. No like special reinforcements or anything on that. And then you have second snap down here, which same thing. Next we have the Palisade, and it's got this thicker, almost shoelace kind of cordage with a cord lock on there. And that cinches on up. Got this neck baffle here that helps seal off any drafts, and then it also rests comfortably against the neck, so you don't have the cordage just resting straight on your neck kind of thing. Let's go ahead and uncinch this again. Here is the button. The button, as you can see, is reinforced. When I first saw this, I thought it was a little overbuilt, but it's actually grown on me. I really like it. Kind of inspires confidence that you could just rip the damn thing without really having to worry about actually tearing it, which is really nice. Flipped it on over so I can show you the underside. Now you can see it laying completely flat here, and then it comes down to its sewn point down here, or the connection part, and all the way down you just have it stitched, right? Got your buckles for the pad attachment system. Let's keep it going up, another buckle there. And then that's where the snaps are on the underside. Here's the underside of the Katabatic for a comparison. So you can see how it kind of naturally lays closed. So that really helps with keeping it wrapped around your body completely, which is really, really nice. Got the button here. You can see they have this elastic material that goes all the way around the whole thing. So that elastic material, along with that differential cut, is what helps create that shape versus the flat shape that you get with the Enlightened equipment. You have the pad attachment clip here, and then a secondary mitten hook clip here that helps keep it really tied in. And I'm going to give you a demonstration of that in just a little bit. Ooh. Last thing, little buckled clip down here that clips on over. Sometimes I have it clipped, sometimes I honestly just leave it completely open like that. You can see how the Katabatic Palisade footbox kind of curves up at the end, which really contours to the natural shape of your feet. Whereas the Enlightened equipment, not so much. Kind of poofs up a little bit there at the end, but it doesn't have like that real curvature going on that quilt. And the last thing is the baffles. So of course you've got horizontal shaped baffles here. You have this V thing going on. Now, some people complain about horizontal baffles and how you have the down falling to your sides. I find with Katabatic, because they fill their baffles, I mean, shit, that looks like a roided out Michelin man. How puffed up it is. You don't really get that downshift nearly as bad. Whereas I understand that the shape of this is really supposed to help keep the down on top of you. But I find with stuffing and unpacking and so forth, the down tends to have a longer way to travel. So you can end up with it kind of, I don't know, too much down in one side of the baffle, like whether it be down here or whether it be up there or on one or the other. And I oftentimes get spots through this whole area here that feel very empty and they're almost pressing together. And I've never experienced that with the Katabatic. So I'm going to get the pad attachment system set up here, but I wanted to show you real quick on the Enlightened equipment how far apart I actually have the clips there. So roughly about 4 inches is where they're kind of pulling apart. I have it pretty close on the pad, as you can see there. Now I'm going to get inside of the quilt and I'm going to kind of tussle around and I'll show you a little bit of what the differential cut does as well as the actual pad attachment system. Make sure all the drafts are blacked out underneath. So when I throw an elbow or a hand or something like that, it basically pushes on that outer fabric. So when you don't have a differential cut, that's going to happen and it's going to cause you to lose warmth in those areas that you're kind of jutting along the side there. And then I'll show you here. I just do a rollover. If I just do a straight roll, you can see this hole right here, which is easy to fix because you just kind of roll the material over you and try to fix it there. You can still kind of see there's a little bit of a hole popping up. So as I roll in the middle of the night, causes that draft to happen, and then it's cold. It's fucking hot. Alright, so same thing. When I throw a leg or whatever, it doesn't quite flatten out. It helps it still stay poofy if you do throw that armor leg. But the differential cut also helps its natural wrap around your body. And I'll show you now. Cinch this up. It looks like when I roll around. So let's see if I can find a little bit of a draft spot up top, but that's kind of unavoidable. But as I turn up, you can see it stays. Like I'll try and roll with it, and I gotta kind of pull it up like that. I'm off the pad now. Gotta pull it up like that in order to get a draft. So for anybody normally rolling around, that's not gonna be a problem. even if you're kind of thrashing in the night, it's like it's still touching, the material's still touching down the bottom. Know what I mean, dog? In summary, the Katabatic is $50 more. Has a differential cut, superior pad attachment system, has that elastic opening on the bottom, has the anatomical kind of foot box, has a nice neck baffle to it, all for $50 more. Is it worth it? In my opinion, absolutely. Knowing what I know now, I would not have bought the Enlightened Equipment Enigma. And if I wanted a quilt like this, that I could customize colors, and I could have a similar baffle design, and so forth, I would have gone with Underground Quilts. I would have went with their Bandit because price is much lower than what Enlightened Equipment is offering. I personally feel like Enlightened Equipment is popular, but not necessarily the best option. Now, is it worth it to you? I don't know. That's why I made this video. You figure it out. $385 is a hell of a lot of money. Do you want to spend that much on a quilt? I don't know. Do you want like the best kind of quilt that's out there? Then go for it. If you're going on a through hike, might be worth it for you. But if you're just, you know, weekend warrior kind of thing, and it's not really that important to you, then personally I'd go with Underground Quilts or one of the one of the other budget options, because they just end up giving you, you know, a pretty similar quilt for a much better cost. So another thing, guys, I'm going to be attempting the AT in about 2 weeks, so comment, like, subscribe, all that kind of fun stuff. I'll be posting videos hopefully weekly. We'll see how it kind of works out. I'm just kind of playing this thing out with the video editing and shooting and all that kind of fun stuff, so we'll see how it goes. But otherwise, cheers. See you out on the trail. Bye.